morning children, welcome to the online class of Gurukul Vidyalaya. Today we are going to start the first chapter of history of 6th standard, that is what, where, how and when. In this chapter we are going to discuss the topics like what can we know about the past, where did people live, traveling of people, names of land, that is India and Bharat, and finding about the past from manuscripts and inscriptions. One past of many, there is only one past or many pasts, we will discuss about that. What do dates mean about BC and AD? Clear? So let's discuss it. Now, first let us know about what is even history. History means what? History means it is the records of past events. History means it is the record of past events. Record of past events. So, example, if anybody asks you about today's breakfast, morning, what breakfast you had? So, you can say easily that because it just passed for few hours. If anybody asks about any kind of event about yesterday's or 2 days before or 5 days before, we can remember and we can say easily. But suppose if anybody asks you about 10 years before what happened or 20 years before, that also we will get the information from our parents as well as we can search from our newspapers, magazines and all, and we will get the information. But you think that if anything you want to know about hundreds of years ago what happened in the particular place, thousands of years ago what happened, how the people used to live. So what we do? We'll get the information from the manuscripts and inscriptions. So these manuscripts and inscriptions give us lots of information. There it is mentioned that what happened in the past, we get information. So history means what? It is the records of past events. What already happened in the past, we get. Why to get? What is the use in present time? We'll get many things. We'll get the lives of the people, the religious leader, about their lifestyle, about their living style, about their food habits, about their clothes, everything. Clear? Now, I'll tell you about history is divided into 3 periods. The 3 periods are ancient history, medieval history, and modern history. Now, so history is divided into 3 periods. Ancient history, it comes the time period from 6th century BC, 6th BC to 600 AD. I will tell you what is meant by BC and AD. So the time and the period which comes, what happened during the 6th BC to 600 AD, it comes or it is known as the ancient period or ancient history. Medieval, it comes from 7th AD to 1700. Clear? 1700. That comes under medieval history. Clear? The modern history comes 1700 AD to till now it comes under modern history. Clear? So this is the timeline of history. In 6th standard we are going to discuss about ancient history. Clear? And in 7th standard we will be discussing about the medieval history, and in 8th standard we will be discussing about the modern history. Understand, children? Now, so first I told you in this chapter we are going to discuss where, how and when. Means how it happened, where it happened, when it happened, what happened, how the people were living. All these things we are going to discuss in this chapter. The first one is what can we know about the past? What do we know about the past? We will know about many things from the past. If we read the history, we will come to know many things like food habits of the early people, their living style, their way of farming or herders, the life of herders, the life of craft persons, the life of kings. Understand? Next we will come to know about the people, those who are what is called the hunter-gatherers. Still many things like how people used to live during those days, how they used to what is called do the agriculture system. All these things we'll come to know when we read history. So what we know about the history, or what we know about the past, we know many things like their food habits, their lifestyle, their clothes, the way they were living, the clothes, what type of clothes they were using, the games, what kind of games they were playing, the lifestyle of the different groups of people, etc. The next comes about, where did people live? Where did people live? Children, at present we live in our houses. We are having the what is called the buildings, the houses, the roads were made, which is make our life very much easy. But during those days, no buildings, no roads were constructed, no towns and cities were there. So during those days, people mostly they used to live in a forest. Clear? And they were depending for the food on the forest products as well as the hunting the animals. Means depending on the animals. So they used to hunt the animals and as well as the collecting the forest products and gathering, so that they are called hunter-gatherers. Hunter-gatherers means what? Gathering the food, forest products as well as the animals what they are hunting. That is why early humans are known as hunter-gatherers. These hunter-gatherers, they used to travel from one place to another place for search of food, in search of animals, for hunting the animals. Clear? So they are depending and they know what type of food they have to eat and what type of food they must not have. They are having a good identification of the different type of plants. And this is about the food. What about water? So where they used to get the water? They used to get, that is why most of these hunter-gatherers, they used to live near the river banks. Clear? Near the river, one such river bank, it is called Narmada River. Around thousands of years ago, we'll see, if you are finding, if you see a group of people, means a group of people in the Indian subcontinent, they used to live in Narmada Valley. And they developed the different civilizations. So now they have got the water, they got the food. But what happened? They do not know how to grow agriculture, how to do the crop, how to grow the crops. Around 12,000 years ago, when the Earth's climate changed, due to the Earth's climate change, what happened? The Earth's climate became warm, and this warm climate made a rise of different types of crops. Because before they do not know what type of crops. That is why they are totally depending on the forest products and animals. But now what happened? They have seen, they have observed different types of grains. When they have seen the grains, they have understood that these grains can be cooked, they can be stored. So now what happened? Now they have understood, okay, if we are using these grains, it will be easy for us to cook and as well as to store for a longer time. Before, what they used to do? Before, they used to collect the forest products which cannot be stored for a long time as it will be spoiled. So now they got the idea to grow crops. So what happened? Most of the people, they have grown different types of crop in different parts of the earth. So in Indian subcontinent, if you see, Suleiman in Pakistan, Suleiman in Pakistan, in present day in Pakistan it is there, and Kirthan hills it is there in present day in Afghanistan. These two places, around 8,000 years ago, early humans started to grow crops. What crops? Wheat and barley. So which crop they have grown? Wheat and barley. Around 8,000 years ago, early humans started to grow. Where? Suleiman Hills and the Kirthan Hills. Clear? Along with this, they started to domesticate the animals also. They came to know how to domesticate animals. Before what? They were totally depending. They were killing the animals and hunting and eating. But now what happened? They have started to domesticate the animals to get the animal product like milk, cheese and all butter. As well as they can get the skin of the animals so that they can use the skin of the animal for their clothes. So they started to domesticate the animals in different parts of the earth. Similarly, rice was grown in northeast of Vindhya Hills. Northeast of Vindhya Hills, rice was grown. Vindhya Hills. It is present day where it is found in children? It is found in present day Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra, in border of Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. The Vindhya Hills is found where the rice was grown in first time. For the first time the rice was grown. Clear? Now people what happened? Early humans they came to know how to domesticate animals and how to grow the crops. Now, as they have come to know, they started to settle in a small areas. They started to settle down. They make it a permanent settlement. What is called the settlements. So these settlements they have slowly developed near the river valleys, as water is easily can be get from the river. So one such river valley were developed, one such civilization was developed around 4,700 years ago. That is called Indus Valley Civilization. Indus Valley Civilization was developed around 4,700 years ago. There, near the Indus River which is flowing from Himalaya in Jammu and Kashmir to Pakistan along with its tributaries, they developed what is called a civilization was developed. Clear? This civilization is called Indus Valley Civilization. And tributaries, I told you Indus starts from Kashmir to Pakistan, means it is from Himalaya, it starts and it flows to Pakistan. And along with its tributaries means what is this is the tributaries? Tributaries means small rivers. Small rivers, when they join with the big river or main river, is called tributaries. So Indus River is the main river and its tributaries like Beas, Ravi, Satluj, these Jhelum, these four are the tributaries of Indus River. So along with the Indus River, these all tributaries are also flowing and making the main river is a big river. Clear? So this civilization, Indus Valley Civilization, developed in the Indus River. The next, slowly now what civilization were developed? Later on, people started to make different cities, towns and all. Such a city, one of the big or developed city we can see near the Ganga River. Near the Ganga River around 2,500 years ago. 2,500 years ago, near Ganga River Ganga, a city developed that is called Magadha Kingdom. At present, it is there in Bihar. So the Magadha Kingdom became one of the powerful kingdom around 2,500 years ago under the guidance of many powerful kings like Bimbisar, Ajatasattu, Asoka. They are the powerful kings who made the kingdom more and more powerful. Clear? Now what happened? People, they were hunting animals. From hunting animal to they started to grow crops. They started to domesticate the animals. They settled down in one particular place. Next, they have made the civilization. Slowly, they have developed and made different types of cities and towns. Next, how people used to traveling from one place to another. Why people were traveling? Children, people usually at present also we travel from place to place. During those days also people used to travel from place to place, from one continent to another continent, for different region. The main reason is for livelihood. What is a livelihood? For travel from different place, one place to another place for many reasons. One is for livelihood. Next, you can say natural calamities. If any natural calamities occurred in a particular place, what is the natural calamities? Means any floods occur, any droughts occur, or any earthquake or tsunami occur in a particular place, so that people used to leave the particular place and used to go to the other place. That is called natural calamities. For the armies, what is an armies? During those days, what is the work of armies? You might be surprised to listen this. But armies also means one particular land, people used to go to the other particular land to occupy the particular land, to control over the land, to get their wealth and property. That is called occupying. So armies also, for the army purpose also, people used to go from one place to another place. The next one is merchants used to travel for trade purpose. Trade purpose, merchants used to trade means what? Business, to sell their products, to exchange their products. At that time, there were no money was there, so people what they used to do? Exchanging the products. Suppose one person have grown wheat, the other, so they need the other products. So he can give the same amount of wheat to the one person, and he can get the what he wants, oil. He can get the same amount of oil. So this way the goods were exchanged with each other. So merchants used to travel from one place to another place for selling their goods. Next thing is why people used to travel for visiting purpose, for visiting the different place purpose, and the adventure purpose. Some of the people used to go for adventure. What is the adventure? People used to travel for adventure means to discover new places, to know about more about the new place. So people also travel from one place to another place to discover and to know the fact of the particular place. So these are the reasons why people used to travel from place to place. In early time as well as at present also, people used to travel from place to place for these reasons. But the main problem is, during those days they were not having any kind of transportation, as well as they were not having any kind of road. So they have to cross the mountains, hills, forest, which was very dangerous for them. But at present we have different modes of transport, as well as we have that road facilities, so that we can go easily any part of the earth. Clear? This is about the why people used to travel from place to place. The next comes about names of the land. What is the names of the land? See, what is our country name? India. And another one is Bharat. See, this India and Bharat, these two are our country. The name of our country. This, you want to know how we have kept this name for our country? India. India is a word which has come from river Indus. River Indus, which is flowing from Himalaya and coming to Pakistan. So Indus to Indus, it has come Hindu. And Indus in Sanskrit it is called Sindhu. Sindhu Nadi, you might be here. In Sanskrit, Indus means what? Sindhu. Clear? During those days, people used to come from where? From Iran. From Iran, people used to come. They are called Iranian. From Turkey, people used to come to India. So from Turkey and Iran, people used to come to India for trade purpose. When they used to come, they used to travel. I will show you the map so that you will be understanding easily. This is our India map, and as earlier time what Pakistan as well as Afghanistan, these all part of our country. So this is mixed. Pakistan is mixed. See now, this is north, south, east and west. Iran and Turkey, these countries are there in Asia. So when they used to come to India for Are you able to see? Northwest means this part. They have to travel from northwest. When they used to travel from northwest, they have to cross the Indus River. Which river? Indus River. You will see from the textbook, Indus River is here. So these people, when they used to come, they used to travel through the Indus River. Clear? So due to that, this group of people, means the Iranian people and Turkish people, they started to call our India as Indos. Later on they started to say Hindos, and slowly it has come as India. So the India word has come from the river Indus. Clear? The next word is Bharat. How the Bharat has come? Bharat, it is also a word, it has come from northwest part of our India. A group of people used to live in northwest part of our India. And it is mentioned around 3,000 years ago, it is mentioned in our Rig Veda that group of people who were living in our northwest part of our India, they are called Bharat. And slowly the Bharat, it has come, the word Bharat, it has spread out throughout our India, and later on we have called our country as Bharat. So clear children? India and Bharat, these two names, how we have kept for our country. Now, the next comes about finding about the past. How can we know about the past? See, there are many ways to know about the past. The two are, we can say, manuscripts, means many writing parts are there, many writings are, write-ups are there. Through that we will come to know about our past. One such is manuscript. What is my manuscript, sir? Manuscripts. Menu means hand. Menu is a Latin word which meaning hand. And script means writing. So what did you understand? What did you understand from here? Manuscript means handwriting. Means the copies which are written in hand. That is called manuscripts. So these manuscripts mostly it was written on palm leaves. It was written by hand, but on what it was written? On palm leaves and bark of a beech tree. You know palm leaves, the palm trees you have seen outside, the palm leaves, the leaves of the palm. In my childhood, people used to make the jatakas. Now also, people are making the jatakas. Jatakas now at present what they do, they are writing on the books, small books and all. But earlier time, in my childhood time also, people used to write the jatakas on palm leaves. You just ask your parents and come to know about the palm leaves. You will see how they used to write. So these palm leaves, so manuscripts were written on palm leaves, and as well as one kind of bark of a beech tree. Bark means what, you know? A tree's upper part, that brownish color, that is called a bark. Clear? And not every bark of the tree. A particular tree, it is called beech tree. Beech tree, which is mostly found in Himalayan region. Himalayan region, a particular tree is mostly found, that is called beech tree. So that bark of the beech tree and palm leaves, mostly these manuscripts were written. Clear? These manuscripts, what they used to write on this? They used to write the life of the kings, about the religious, what is called, about the religions, about the medicines, about the science, as well as about the, you can say, different things like epics, plays, stories. These all things were written on these manuscripts. And these manuscripts, as it is written in palm leaves and the bark of the beech tree, slowly, most of them were spoiled or eaten by the insects. But many were still preserved in temples and monasteries. Clear? At present also this type of manuscripts also we can find in archives, in the national libraries and different monasteries. These manuscripts were mostly written on which language? Prakrit language, Sanskrit language and Tamil language. These three languages were used to write these manuscripts. What? Sanskrit, Tamil and Prakrit language. Sanskrit language was one of the what is called difficult language, whereas Prakrit language, it is one of the common language. Ordinary people mostly use this Prakrit language. So manuscripts are also written on Prakrit language. So it is easy to understand about the people. Clear? This is about manuscripts. The other one also it is there, the writing source where we will come to know about the past, that is called inscriptions. Inscriptions. What is meant by inscription? Inscription means the writings which are written on the hard surface. Clear? The writings which are written on the hard surface. The manuscripts were written on the palm leaves, but this one written on a hard surface. This wall is a hard surface. When we write on this wall something, that can be called as a inscriptions. So inscriptions are inscriptions are written on the hard surface, such as walls and stones, rocks, as well as you can say metals, different types of metals. That inscriptions are written. Now, who used to write these inscriptions? Most of the time, kings used to give the order to their soldiers to write down these all the messages or the orders or the follow-ups, what to be given to the people of the particular kingdom, to be written on the pillars or temples of the walls. There they will be mentioned, so that the people, those are living in the particular kingdom, they can follow the order of the kings. Clear? So these inscriptions, mostly it was written by the given order of by the king. And one such inscription now also is, there are so many inscriptions we can find at present now also. Many temples there will find. One such, I will give you one example, Kandahar. In present day it is there in Pakistan. Around 2250 years ago, one of the inscription was written by King Asoka, Magadha Kingdom Empire Asoka. He has inscribed in a inscription on or message on the inscription where it has written on Kandahar. It is written, it is found in Kandahar present days. Clear? Now, this is about. Along with this, people also found different things to know about the past. So the people, those who are finding about the past, they are called archaeologists. Who are called archaeologists? People who find about the past, who study about the past, to know about the past, the study, to know. So for that purpose, they study on the remains of buildings, remains of plants, remains of crops, remains of paintings, remains of crops, remains of coins. They do research on that. They try to get the fact from which year it has done, from where it has come, during which period it has done. About all type of fact they come to know, and after that it is released, it is mentioned, and what we are reading in our textbooks. Clear? So archaeologists means what? The people, those who are reading about the past. What they do? They search, they do the research, the remains of the paintings, the remains of the buildings, the remains of the bones. Clear? The remains of the crops, the remains of the ornaments, pots. On that particular things they do the research and find out the fact about which period it has come, what happened during this period, and what are the kings, who are the kings they were ruling during those periods, what type of administration, all these things they are getting the information through these kind of things. So archaeologists. So along with these inscriptions, along with these manuscripts, archaeologists, from where they come to know? Pots, coins, buildings, you can say bones of the animals. Clear? These all things they are coming to know, they study, they do the research to know about the past. This is about finding about the past. The next one past or many. See, our textbook name is also it is given our past. Our past. Past means what? Singular or plural? It is given as plural form. Why it is given plural form? Because that past means plural form it is given. Why it has given? Because we have written, the historians have written this all histories, but during those days there were different groups of people were there which were having the different type of their lifestyle. It means the kings and queens, their lifestyle was totally different from farmers and hunters. The kings and queens, the kings used to live in palace, whereas farmers and hunters they used to live in huts. Kings depending on food for their food, they were depending on the farmers, whereas the farmers growing the crops and providing to king. So this is the lifestyle of the kings and the lifestyle of the farmers and hunters totally different. The lifestyle of the merchants and the lifestyle of craft person, that also totally different from one to another. So it speaks about the past, means they were divided in different groups. Clear? At present also if you see, though we are living in a modern society, but now also we people are having the for very far, some group of people they are far from the society, like the people those are living in the tribal areas. The Andaman Nicobar Island, the people are living the tribals. Now at present days also they are very far from the modern society. They follow the primitive. They are all primitive, means they follow the olden time hunting animals, gathering food, all type of early humans how they used to live. They are living at present also. They are totally not having any link to the modern society. So we will come to know from this that there are many pasts. From there we will come to know there are different groups of people were there who were not having the time to record their work, what type of work they were doing. It means kings, mostly what we are reading in our history or books, mostly mostly we are reading about the kings. But what about the ordinary people? Ordinary people mostly they were engaged themselves with their work. For them they were not having any time to writing about themselves, so that we are very less to know about the ordinary people from the past. Clear? Next, this is about many or one past. Now come about what do dates mean. I told you the first starting BC, our ancient history starts from 600 BC to 600 BC to 600 AD. What is the BC or AD? AD will come to know in this. Now, see, if anybody asks you what is today's date, what is today's date? Today's date is what? 27th July 27th. 2020. We can say easily. So this is the date and this is the month and this is the year. How we are coming to know the particular year? How? From where it started? See, all we are saying, this is also you are saying AD or BC means we are saying AD or CE, we are saying CE or AD like that. How can we say this? See, we have taken the year starting of the year after the birth of Jesus Christ. So, the whole world have taken one date, a particular date, to not to keep any kind of confusion when we read, when we know about our past. So, for that purpose, they have taken a particular date that is called, what is called birth of the Jesus. So, when birth of the Jesus was there, around 2000, it is believed that 2000, now 20 extra, 2000 years before the Jesus was born on the earth. So, after his birth time onwards, after his birth, taking the dates for counting purpose. So now 2020 means we are saying that after the birth of Jesus. Clear? So why we have taken the particular year? Because the whole over the earth, most of the part of the earth, most of them are following Christianity, and Jesus is the founder of Christianity. Clear? So this is about how we are starting our year. But what about the before? When we say BC, before. BC means what? Before Christ. Means before the birth of Jesus. Before the birth of Jesus. AD means what? It's a Latin word. Anni Domini. It has come from a Latin word. Whose meaning? The Lord of, what is called the Lord of joy. Means the year of Lord. What is called? The year of Lord. Anni Domini means the year of Lord. Yes. So from there, year of Lord, why it has given? From that time onward, Jesus' birth after, we have taken the dates as counting. So this is about AD and BC. BC means what? Clear? BC means before Christ. Means before the birth of Jesus Christ. So our ancient history comes under BC. Almost what already happened before the Jesus birth, we have taken as BC. In present days, we also use, instead of AD, we use CE also. CE means what? Common era. CE means common era, and BCE means what? Also we can use, instead of BC, we can use BCE. BC means before common era. Before common era. This way we are giving the dates when we are writing any kind of a year. Is it clear, children? This is about BC and AD. I think you might have understood, and in this chapter we have completed about what can we know about the past and where did people live, traveling of people, names of land, that is India and Bharat, finding about the past, one past or many, what we discussed, what do dates mean, all these things we have completed in this chapter. I think you will understand if you will read, and if you will you will watch this video, then only we can understand. Along with that, you have to read your textbook 2 to 3 times for better understanding. So I had seen some of the children have already purchased the textbook, but few of you have still not purchased your textbook. So I request you, all of you, that you have to purchase your textbook and you read a particular topic, whatever we are sending the video. It was observed that some of you are not watching the video fully, just a few minutes watching and closing and writing few of the topics, whatever the classwork and homeworks are given. It's not like that. You have to watch the total or full video and read your textbook. As at present, for few months we are not going to open our school, so you have to take care of your education. At the same time, I request for my core of my heart to all our dearest parents that kindly take care of your children for their education and cooperate with the school for the betterment of your child's education. Then only your child can develop. For that purpose, you make your child to watch the video fully and make him or her to read the textbook and follow the textbook, as well as whatever the things, whatever the classworks and homeworks we are posting, there the child should complete and post in the WhatsApp group. Thank you, children, and I hope you are staying at home, taking care of your health, as well as take care of your parents' health, as well as your grandparents' health, and stay healthy and well. Thank you.